we found a level named Level Origin Chaos, the aperture. So it's classified as a dead class unalive zone. Unsuitable for life, exceedingly unstable, and also presence of a single entity. Level Origin is a level of the Backrooms. However, whether it truly exists within the bounds of other levels is unknown, and connections to other levels are tenuous at best. So, description. Level Origin appears to be an endless, nearly empty space devoid of all light or gravity, necessitating an unstable spatial structure and lacking any discernible. Is it discernible or discernible? I cannot spell that, I think. Constant physical properties, with a few exceptions. The space within the level is supposed to be a true vacuum. Nope. And therefore lacks any free particles outside of the object foreign to the level, including bodies of wanderers and entities. Yep, they're totally just sleeping. They're just sleeping. They're definitely not unalive. They're definitely alive and sleeping, which enter it through going through the void. Another highly dangerous area, spending an indeterminate amount of time in limbo within the void will result in objects or beings being transported into Level Origin. Related to this, the space of Level Origin is extremely volatile, with frequent manifestations and demanifestations of objects into and out of this level. These objects will remain in the level before being no-clipped out, usually to random areas of the Backrooms. The presence of a singular entity on this level is thought to be the reason why that state of absolute emptiness is violating the known laws of quantum mechanics. Anyway, the complete absence of the manifestation of virtue particles can be maintained. The means by which this is done is unknown. The passage of time in Level Origin is warped. It's possible for the flow of time to move backwards and at varying speeds, which makes it concrete dating of objects which come from it extremely difficult, unless there is a presence of independent indicators of time. See indicator incident origin 001. What does that mean? The space within the level is also non-linear in nature. The distance of objects from the observer never changing, and if said observer is moving away or towards the object at high velocity within three-dimensional space, this is considered to be the result of Level Origin being a tesseract-like object or another four-dimensional structure of some sorts. Wanderers uplift into this level will see a vast expanse of darkness expanding beyond their sight, and will experience a lack of gravity. They will also be able to notice that many I'm not pronouncing that objects which no clipped the space floating in the level near them due to the unique characteristics of the level. Characteristics of the level, no matter how much they try to move closer or farther to something, they will, to their perception, not moved at all. Also, it is currently unknown whether more than one wanderer can be alive within the level at a time. All known counts persist in stating that all wanderers were unable to discern the existence of others, even if they were in the presence of other wanderers before ending up in the level. Level Origin is among the most dangerous known levels in history of Meg, and entering it will most likely certainly lead to a painful unalivement. Many anomalous and unusual traits deem the level an area unfit for life. The warping and flow of space-time is the main reason this level is classified as unalive zone. The frequent fractures in reality, which often appear, are both invisible and instantly unalively, ripping apart all known matter in the universe. Lack of air or matter. I meant matter! Damn it. Okay. Of any kind means that wanderers will quickly suffocate within the empty space. and will quickly expire without the presence of its external oxygen source. Only despite the immense pressure difference that would be expected due to the presence of a vacuum, objects and beings within the level are subject to kind of selective stasis of a rather nebulous nature, forcing wanderers to suffocate to unalivement in an extremely painful fashion. Instead of imploding from the inside out, it is unknown exactly how much proceed time passes before an object or wanderer has no collapsing out of origin, but this is longer than 24 hours, as some wanderers have even suspected of ending up there possessed breathing. I'm not saying that. That held approximately 24 hours worth of oxygen for an adult human male. However, an interesting hypothesis put forth by some physicists, I don't know what that means, states that the entire level is a state of extended quantum superposition. Time simply does not pass in the presence of an observer, and only when the observer transitions to a non-observer state, i.e. unalive, will any object be no quick out of the level. However, the validity of this statement has been called out into question as there has been discovery of the presence of an entity within level origin. Of course, this only mirrors actual concept mechanics and of strictly analogous manner. Remote analysis of the level through various means has dated the space's creation to over 9 billion years ago. Wow! The doorway, the lone discernible constant physical characteristic. Okay, we'll do that little prank robot or something. I don't know. The lone discernible constant physical characteristic of level origin is presence of an extremely bright white colored rectangle structure floating inside the space of the level. The structure is approximately 3 meters tall and 1 meter wide. The curious property of the structure is that it seemingly possesses no depth of any sort, being an entirely flat, two-dimensional plane within the space of the level, yet seemingly existing in four-dimensional space. This structure emits electromagnetic radiation, anomalously emitting photons at the frequency of visible light, which ceases to exist within the greater space of level origin after reaching past 10 meters from the structure. The structure, similar to other objects in this level, is embedded with non-linear space and is always situated 3 meters away from the observer, regardless of velocity or location. Observations and characteristics line up with the description of Theory's extra universal gateway. However, that is truly beyond the portal is unknown. What can we know if any degree of certainty, however, is that there is an entity that exists on the other side of this gate, whose power is potent enough to leak into this side too. There is only one known entity residing within level origin. Unknown. Very, very little is known about this entity, but there have been plenty of discussions about its true identity as a possible member of the data expunge. The fuck is that? Children of the... Okay, I don't really care anymore. Who really cares anymore? Okay, let's go back. Namely, the ritual titled the Exhausted One, but all such claims are but speculation at the moment. At best, all known information stems from a few sparse objects which have been no-clipped out of the level origin, along with the recorded conversation between Randall Tellhand and this entity. Accurate conclusions cannot be established. Further attempts at incursions into level for the purpose of prying into the nature and full capabilities of the entity are currently being attempted. Alright, anyways, what is known about the entity, however, is that it possesses extremely potent ontokinetic reality warping abilities, exceeding that of nearly all known entities in the Backrooms. It possesses advanced telepathic capabilities sufficient to transmit complex concepts to others within a short period of time. It possesses the capability to fundamentally alter space-time, likely existing in higher dimensions than the baseline third dimension. This capability is almost certainly the reason that unusual nature of the level origin can be maintained. It likely resides outside of the observable universe based on the entity's claims. Therefore, it is influencing the level through the portal. It is also probably the most unfathomably old event. Virtually first-hand knowledge about the... Okay, can we talk about that? Finally, the properties that has been demonstrated thus far by its own emissions are far inferior to the full extent of its capabilities. In the words of our founder, the first is only the very tip of the iceberg. Nonetheless, the entity is not hostile to humans or the Meg, and therefore it is not to be provoked by any means. Also, it is indeed a member of the Children. The nature and type of its powers the most similar to the exiled one. The appropriate owner of the final artifact down within the copy of the Temple of the Exalted I'm not pronouncing that, in level 94. Alright, we're not going to be doing incidents, alright? We're also not, so there's no way there's going to be any, there's no colonies or outposts, bro? Why would there be any? Alright, a small chance that retains level after an indeterminate amount of time in the void, the fall sea, a paltry counterfeit of the real thing. And no clearing into a true vacuum from the front rooms. You're always here. Remember that! Exits. There are no known exits from level origin, at least ones that get you out alive. You can't leave in infinity. Wander, do you wish to know the truth? Yes, I would want to know the truth. Damn it! I don't get the truth. Alright, you know what? Fine. We'll actually see what the damn data expunge shit is. Who the hell knows what it is? Alright, where's that? Okay, I remember seeing a more... Alright, let's see what this data expunge thing is. Children of Empyrean Sea. This page is best viewed in dark mode. Today, on the 6th... Alright, never mind. I lost interest immediately. Alright, so... Also, this is the only known evidence of level origin to date. Progressive status and interface is unknown. If you like this video, I guess hopefully you enjoyed this video. Bye.